What's up, everybody? I hope you're all having a great day. Today is Saturday, July 6th, and I am up here close to Lake Jocassee. Lake Jocassee is right there, and I'm hiking in to check a camera that I've had out for a while. That last year had some really good bucks on it. I'm super motivated this year to kill a big deer on public land. I've hunt probably more than about anybody I know. In terms of everything I hunt and everywhere I go. And I have never killed what I consider a really big buck. I've killed some really nice deer, don't get me wrong. I'm not ungrateful or anything, and I'm not a hunter for antlers either. I mean, I'm trying to fill the freezer, but it's kind of frustrating to me to a certain extent that I've never killed a really good buck. I kind of thought it was just going to happen, you know, luck of the draw type thing. You know, a lot of the big bucks are killed like that, but it hasn't, and I'm tired of waiting around, and I really think it's going to happen this year. I don't know if I've just gotten better at scouting or I've gotten better at reading topo maps, but the cameras that I've been putting up, I've been getting pictures consistently over the last few years of some really good bucks, and I think I'm going to be able to put it all together this year. Bucks in South Carolina just don't get as big. It's just kind of how it is. Our state record all-time typical is 176 inches, and some places that wouldn't even crack the top 200 probably. But here, that's the biggest one that's ever been killed. And South Carolina has a record book that's kept by Fish and Game, recognizing hunters that kill any buck that scores over 125 net Boone and Crockett, which some people are probably going to hear that and be like, oh, that's not very big. In some places it's not, but here that's a really good buck. My best buck ever scored 124 and 7/8 gross. He netted right around 120, and I've killed a few bucks that are right in that category. And for South Carolina, that's a really good deer. But my goal this year is to top that, to kill a buck bigger than that, and my goal is to do it on public land. So I am scouting harder, going harder than I have before the season started. Or before the season starts, I'm going harder than I ever have before. I've been already going at it for, I don't know, a while now. I just haven't been recording it. So today I got the pack loaded down. I probably got 65 pounds of minerals to put out. Minerals are legal in South Carolina on public land, so I'm planning on hitting this spot today, refreshing the minerals, and hitting two more spots if I'm not too tired. One's close to home and one's about an hour from home. I wasn't planning on my first hike being quite as long this morning, but when I got in here, one of the gates was closed, which kind of sucks. So I'm going to try to find a shortcut in there. We'll see how that works, so I don't have to go quite as far, but I'm going to hike in and check the camera and change out the card and all that kind of stuff. So should be a lot of fun. I'm going to check this out, guys. This is the road that's closed off, but it rained like this morning or last night, so there was a bear right in here close, and that's not a huge track, but it's not like a little tiny one either. I have really big hands, so it's cool though. I always like seeing bear tracks. That's what the first thing I ever hunted up here in the mountains was a bear, so I always like seeing the tracks. So you grab on all these trees and push them down so you can climb over them. Just put my hand right on top of that. It's disgusting. I hope he's not poisonous or something. Right there. Awesome. It is a kind of cool little critter though. Well, I made it into my spot. It was really tough coming in a different way. 2.25 miles, but it was all through the mountains and side hilling up and down. 65. I'm guessing I had 65 on my back. It'd have been really tough if I hadn't been doing any training, but they've been hitting my spot pretty good. I'll show it to you. So here's my mineral site. You can see they've been digging it out pretty good. There's my camera, so I'm gonna put some more stuff out. There's a serious trail where they're coming in right there. It's probably hard to see. Maybe walking up the middle of the ridge too. I'm soaking wet. Everything's wet because it rained last night. You can see my pack is absolutely soaked. So I'm gonna pour out minerals and see what the card's got on it and replace batteries if it needs it, and make sure everything's good to go, put a new card in there. Heading back out. I'm gonna go back out my normal way. It's a little farther, but I think it might be a little easier even though it's a little farther. 2200 pics on the camera. When I get back to the truck, I'll look at them and let you guys see what I have. Well guys, I'm actually back at the house now. I didn't go scout those other places because my legs were shot. But I'm gonna probably go somewhere tomorrow. I'll put that in this video. But this is one of my bucks that showed up right after season last year, and I got a bunch of pictures of him up until he dropped his antlers. Dropped his antlers in the same spot, and I called him Tank. And you can see him here. He had broken brow tines. He'd been fighting, and there he is in the background on the right. And he's you can tell an older deer looks like, and he kind of lays out flat where he's wide. You can see it right there how he lays out flat. Nice deer, but I'm pretty sure that, well, I know it is. That's him this year. So that was about a week ago, and hopefully he puts on a lot more inches. But that's a really good buck. The camera I'm using doesn't have the best night pictures, but you can see he still's got a long way to go in terms of growing. But he's getting the width, and you can tell he's definitely going to turn into at least an 8 right there. But just have to see what happens. I'm excited to watch him grow. So we'll go check some more cameras and stuff out tomorrow and see what we can find. What's going on, guys? Today is Sunday, July 7th or 8th, something like that. Went to church this morning, got some lunch with my wife, and now I'm out here scouting again. I'm on a piece of property that's phenomenal. It's public land, but it's the best public land I've ever found. It's got more deer on it than a lot of private land. I mean, they're just everywhere. They don't get any pressure. You can hike in here a long ways to get away from the road. I don't know how far I am. I'm probably a mile in so far. I still got a little ways to go. I got 2 cameras out on this property already. One I put out last weekend, one's been out for a while, but I got the pack loaded down with stuff. Put out one more camera. This property kind of goes downhill slowly until it opens into kind of like a swamp area, and there's a river and a big creek, and deer like that kind of stuff, so they're just packed in here. So I'm gonna keep hiking down in here, find the spot that I want to put out my new site based on my topo map. I picked the spot out aerial scouting, and we'll see how good it is. So I'll show you guys what it looks like when I get down there. This is a little creek that feeds to the area I want to hunt. It's a pretty little creek. I'm surprised. I thought it might be dried up, but it's got a little water in it. I just found a turtle shell. I collect turtle shells. I think they're neat. Got a whole shelf of them at my house. So we'll keep following this creek until it gets to where I want to hunt. There's a private property boundary that's right back through there. So we'll just keep on going. All right, made it down in here. Now, I know some people are curious. I've had people ask me before how you pick your spots where you're gonna put minerals or where you're gonna hunt. And there's multiple ways I do it, but usually I do it by starting by looking at a topo map and a satellite map. But if you look at a topo map, you can kind of see how the layout of the land, hills and mountains and everything. And deer, I got stuff on my face. Deer are a lot like us. They're lazy, and they like to walk edges. That could be the edge of a ridge, that could be the edge of a hardwoods, pines, a swamp, whatever. So this spot here is probably hard to see. Right there behind me is a big ridge, and there's another one right there, and there's another one right there, and there's creeks that go out behind it, and those creeks act as pinch points. So those deer are gonna walk those bottoms down through those creeks and through those pinches. So here I have a big ridge, the swamp opens up that way, and then I have multiple pinch points through there. So I'm gonna set up my spot right here, put my camera on that tree right there, and see how it works out. My other spots, one is a pinch point just like this. Doesn't have 2 creeks, it just has one making a pinch and some ridges. And the other is a big ridge, and it butts up to an area that's a bedding area, multiple bedding areas, and I know the deer move through there because I've seen some of them, but I've also, you know, scouted through there. So that's how I pick my spots. I'm gonna get after putting out these minerals now. All right, so it just flashed. It said I had 624 pictures on there in a week, so that's good. Let's switch it out, turn it back on. There we go. Let it count down, put out some more deer cane. What's going on, everybody? Today is August 24th. I'm here with my lovely wife Caitlin right there. She's playing with leaves and a tree star. Right behind me, you can see that log on the ground right there. That's where my minerals are for this location. I've got three spots with minerals, and we just checked them all. And the other 2 spots are not looking so hot. They didn't have very many pictures, but this one, the card was full. So that's really good. The cards have been out for about 6 weeks. Last time I checked this one, I had one really good buck on there, or it looked like it would be a good buck, but it was still early July or late June, and I had a few more other small bucks. So we get back to the house, we'll check the card, we'll see if anything good's on there. I think this is gonna be a really, really good spot though, come late September, all through deer season. All right, guys, so I was gonna give you an update about what was on that camera. I don't have any fancy editing software, so I'm just recording it for you. But this is July 20th at 7:30 a.m. and you can see that there are a couple of good ones. Well, the one on the left's all right. The one on the right is a pretty nice buck. I haven't really, his name is Johnson. My wife named him. There were 3 names. I remember she said the big one was Johnson. So, but there's that one, but there's another one that's really awesome buck too. And he's right, where is he? Let me get over to him. Lots of pictures. All right, here he is. All right, you can see he's starting to show up right there. And there he is, trying to sneak into the frame. And there we go. All right, so he's actually at 10.2 on the right side, his left side of the rack, the right side of the rack in the picture. He's got 5. And then on the left side, he's got he's an 8 point, but he's got a kicker. So you can see that extra one right there, if it'll focus. Yeah, kind of. And then he's got a kicker on the other side. There you go, you can kind of see it. So he's a 10.2, and that's a nice buck too. So I'm ready to go. Archery season starts here before long, and I'll be out there getting after these guys. There you go, there's a good picture of them. And seeing what I can make happen. This is a good area. I'm excited to get in there and hunt it. So I got a whole bunch of pictures, a whole bunch of nice bucks, or a few nice bucks, and I'm gonna give it my all here in a few weeks. So I try to keep everybody posted and keep recording the best I can, and hopefully maybe I can get it done. That'd be awesome. Oh, there's some daytime pictures of the Big Ten. Bunch of pictures. All right, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.